Hi, everybody. I'm back with Sarah Plain and Tall. So let's open our books up to chapter 4. Hopefully you've read chapters 2 and 3 on your own. If not, stop here and go back and do that. So chapter 4, the dogs loved Sarah first. Lottie slept beside her bed, curled in a soft circle, and Nick leaned his face on the covers in the morning, watching for the first sign that Sarah was awake. No one knew where Seal slept. Seal was a roamer. Sarah's collection of shells sat on the windowsill. A scallop, she told us, picking up the shells one by one, a sea clam, an oyster, a razor clam, and a conch shell. If you put to your ear, you can hear the sea. She put it to Caleb's ear, then mine. Papa listened too. Then Sarah listened once more, with a look so sad and far away that Caleb leaned against me. At least Sarah can hear the sea, he whispered. Papa was quiet and shy with Sarah, and so was I, but Caleb talked to Sarah from morning until the light left the sky. Where are you going? He asked. To do what? To pick flowers, said Sarah. I'll hang some of them upside down and dry them so they'll keep some color, and then we can have flowers all winter long. I'll come too, cried Caleb. Sarah said winter. He said to me, that means Sarah will stay. Together we picked flowers, paintbrush and clover and prairie violets. There were buds on the wild roses that climbed up the paddock fence. The roses will bloom in early summer, I told Sarah. I looked to see if she knew what I was thinking. Summer was when the wedding would be. Might be. Sarah and Papa's wedding. We hung the flowers from the ceiling in little bunches. I've never seen this before, said Sarah. What is this called? Bride's bonnet, I told her. Caleb smiled at the name. We don't have this by the sea, she said. We have seaside goldenrod and wild aster and woolly ragwort. Woolly ragwort, Caleb whopped. He made up a song. Woolly ragwort, all around, woolly ragwort. On the ground, woolly ragwort grows and grows, woolly ragwort in your nose. Sarah and Papa laughed, and the dogs lifted their heads and thumped their tails against the wood floor. Seal sat on the kitchen chair and watched us with yellow eyes. We ate Sarah's stew, the late light coming through the windows. Papa had baked bread that was still warm from the fire. The stew is fine, said Papa. Said Sarah. The bread, too. What does mean, said Caleb. It means yes, said Sarah. Do you want more stew? Said Caleb. Echoed Father. After dinner, Sarah told us about William. He has a gray and white boat named Kittiwake. She looked out the window. There was a small gull found way off the shore where William fishes. There are 3 aunts who live near us. They wear silk dresses and no shoes. You would love them. Said Caleb. Does your brother look like you? I asked. Yes, said Sarah. He's plain and tall. Now, if you know, I love to read a book and try to find out why that's the title that the author chose. And there we got part of the line. At dusk, Sarah cut Caleb's hair on the front steps, gathering his curls and scattering them on the fence and ground. Seal batted some hair around the porch as the dogs watched. Why? Asked Caleb. For the birds, said Sarah. They will use it for their nests. Later, we can look for nests of curls. Sarah said later, Caleb whispered to me as we spread his hair about. Sarah will stay. Sarah cut Papa's hair too. No one else saw, but I found him behind the barn, tossing the pieces of hair into the wind for the birds. Sarah brushed my hair and tied it up in back with a rose velvet ribbon she had brought from Maine. She brushed hers long and free and tied it back too, and we stood side by side looking into the mirror. I looked taller, like Sarah, and fair and thin, and with my hair pulled back, I looked a little like her daughter, Sarah's daughter. And then it was time for singing. Sarah sang us a song we'd never heard before as we sat on the porch, insects buzzing in the dark and rustles of cows in the grass. It was called Summer is Incomin', and she taught it to all of us, even Papa, who sang as if he'd never stopped singing. Summer is incomin', Lude sing cuchoo. What is summer? Asked Caleb. He said it sooner, the way Sarah had said it. Summer, said Papa and Sarah at the same time. Caleb and I looked at each other. Summer was coming. Tomorrow, said Sarah, I want to see the sheep. You know, I've never touched one. Never? Caleb sat up. Never, said Sarah. She smiled and leaned back in her chair. But I've touched seals, real seals. They are cool and slippery, and they slide through the water like fish. They can cry and sing, and sometimes they bark, a little like dogs. Sarah barked like a seal, and Lottie and Nick came running from the barn to jump up on Sarah and lick her face and make her laugh. Sarah stroked them and scratched their ears, and it was quiet again. I wish I could touch a seal right now, said Caleb, his voice soft in the night. So do I, said Sarah. She sighed. Then she began to sing the summer song again. Far off in a field, meadowlark sang too. All right, boys and girls. So you're going to go read chapters 5 and 6. And then I'll see you tomorrow for you to listen to chapter 7. All right, bye, guys.